All right. I assume we are recording. Okay. So today I want to talk about magic mottos. Magical mottos, what they are, what they're good for, and what they're not good for, right? So, a standard practice of the Western occult system is to create your own magical name, right? This is what you're understood to be in the lodge when you're dealing with all your little fruity friends, because you're a dork and you're into that shit. Okay, so what is the magical motto? And what is it good for, right? So the magical motto is a saying or a phrase or a word that you use to exemplify what it is you want to actually accomplish through occult practice. Okay, so I know for a fact that Aleister Crowley's original magical motto, before he took the title of Omega Therion, was, I think it was Greek for I will endure to the end, right? And so this whole point was he wanted to endure to the end of the actual magical practice. He wanted to be the ultimate guy. He wanted to be the voice of the fucking generation, right? Fucking camera. Wish my shit just worked better. Anyways, another example of a magical motto is the Grand Magister Fabian. Basically, that's Poke Runyon from his whole exposades doing Rivendell shit. Another one is Froderick Cod. Froderick Cod is Hebrew for one, so he's Frater one or Frater single, right? All right, so magical motto can be Latin, Greek, fucking Hebrew, Enochian, Sanskrit. It can be literally any phrase, term, or anything you want exemplified or to become or to do, or more of a, again, motto, so it's more of how you go about your magical practice. Now, knowing what they're good for. So what are they good for? They're good for orienting your mind into a state you want to be in. Again, change in conformity with will. So, what to do? Like, magical mottos are good for, like, this is how I want to conduct myself, or this is the aim of my magical career, or this is who I want to become, right? What they're bad for is they're bad for ego inflation. And I'm going to keep bringing this up because one of the biggest problems I've seen with all occult practice is ego inflation. So for every ounce of ego inflation that you get through occult exercise or fucking cool ass drug use and shit, and I'm not condoning drugs, right? But if you're going to do it, let's face it, everyone we know who does drugs, they think they're fucking cooler than everybody else because they're getting higher than everybody else, right? You know, a heroin junkie thinks they're really fucking cool. But, again, I digress. The problem with magical mottos and using them to inflate your ego is an issue. And it's an issue I've ran into with several people, right? The one thing you shouldn't do with magical mottos, and a lot of people have done this, is they take a spirit's name or an angel's name or a character's name, i.e. Aleister Crowley and Megatherion. Few people I know, some, I'm a Lucifer, I'm a Sazil, or I'm a Azrael, I'm the angel of death. It's like, that shit's so fucking lame. And it's all it is it's a little tool people use to inflate their fucking ego, right? And mostly, it's used on other people. You're like, you get them convinced that you're this character, you're the incarnation of this character. And it's kind of a dumb idea to associate with a spirit like that. Because that's not who you are. You are who you are. You should associate with who you are and what you want to become, not some character in a mythology that you're trying to be like, right? Because you're getting caught up in the fucking hang-ups of all the karma built up around that egregore. This is why most people get, like, fried out when they go to Jerusalem with the Messiah syndrome, right? Because they're identifying with it, and then they, rather than having the experience and then just being like, whoa, I had the experience, right? They go, I had the experience. Me, I have achieved this, right? Again, another example of ego inflation. So, if you run up to somebody, or not run up, but if you meet somebody who's like, I'm Lucifer, right? Probably a dickhead. I mean, and that's like one of the worst ones, right? Especially for all the stupid Satanists, right? It's why would you identify with with number 2? In general at all. Like, why would you identify with number 2? That's the dumbest fucking thing in the world. At least all the other cast of characters, they're on the side of the highest, right? They're on, like, this is again in your own point of view, or how you're looking at it. Why would you ever side with a lower fucking thing? Okay, so magical mottos shouldn't be, oh, I'm gonna take on the visage of a character, right? It's like, that's like an SJW trying to fucking wear a Batman suit and be like, I'm the knight, and I'm gonna go hit the gay bar, right? That's an issue. I mean, as a magician, you should be trying to be yourself, not another character, right? But and that's where you get into the thelema of the whole thing, is who are you, right? Who are you, and what do you want to become? Not like, hey, I want to be this other person. It's like, oh, I want to be Johnny Depp. I'm Frater Johnny Depp. It's fucking stupid, dude. It's fucking retarded. Like, and this is the one thing that I actually, like, look at, like, people like Jason Louv and the work he's doing. I'm like, I do not want to be that level of teacher, because I do not have patience for that level of fucking stupidity that he has to deal with. People being like, I've been doing this for 20 years and I want to come back, but now I want to fucking do some other shit because I actually haven't scratched the fucking surface in these 22 years that I've been fucking just being a jackass in my room. It's retarded, right? And I've worked with some of these people, not like some of the people. I've worked with some people who, no, Oh man, that was trippy. Alright, that was weird. Okay. So, I used to do podcasts with somebody, right, who did the same fucking thing. They're like, I'm Lucifer. And I'm like, no, you're not, dude. You're who you are. And no amount of being a little baby about who you think you want to be or this kind of stupid shit is going to stop that, right? It literally became like just an ego fucking deal where all he would do is he would just inflate his ego and inflate his ego and inflate his ego, right? And it's like, dude, you're not accomplishing anything by this. You are not accomplishing anything. All you're doing is pulling yourself into a bigger fucking hole of delusion, right? And this is the thing about magic mottos. You want it to be who you want to be, not a character. Okay? All the spirits, all of these things, all these characters, they're not necessarily real. They are thought forms. They are egregores. They are things, right? But the actual work of a magical motto is a psychological tool to push you where you want to be, right? So just for disclosure, right, my magical motto is epitomized as occultus lux lucus ostendo sum obero obscurum. That's my full magic motto, right? And it started off as just occult lucus ostendo sum, occult lux lucus ostendo sum. That was originally, it was the hidden light revealed. Then I added on to it after getting to the point of what would be the equivalency of portal grade in the Golden Dawn. I changed it to occult lux lucus ostendo sum obero obscurum, or the hidden light revealed to overwhelm the darkness, right? This is my magic motto. This is very personal, very meaningful, and I got to put fucking occult and lux in my fucking name, which was, right? occult light, right? The hidden light. And so I basically, using this system, I've been able to create a magical motto that basically is what I feel I want to accomplish while doing magic. Why do I want to do magic? Because I want to I want to actually figure out what are all the hidden faculties of humanity that can be brought forth to the light. Because I grew up I grew up hearing about yoga, magic, and I'm like, I want to know if that's real. And then I fucking tried it, and then I'm like, I'm gonna fucking see if tarot's real. And I'm like, this shit has to be bullshit, you know? But then 6 years later, I'm like, alright, giving up. It's real. It's accurate. And I don't even have to question it no more. Right? But a good occult motto, a good magical motto, is something that makes you want to become more of the person you want to become and pushes you there. It shouldn't be an inflation of your ego. Okay? And that's a big problem. And again, the magical motto should be something you want to accomplish, not a character in a play that you want to play. I'm looking at you, Frater Chisan. It's fucking lame, dude. It's fucking lame. But again, magical mottos should be psychological tools driving you towards your goal or your thelema, right? Your true will. It should be a reflection of your true will. And it should be something you're trying to actually create and manifest, right? So I want to have the hidden parts of my psyche, the good parts, actually brought up to the surface, right? It's in my fucking occult motto. Yours is yours. Mine is mine. Other people's are other people's, right? But the thing is that it should be a good psychological tool to help you move forward in your magical practice. Not a crutch, not something to fill yourself with so you have this grandiose sense of importance that, like, let's face it, you're not that important. None of us are that important. We're just people, right? And unless you're a Christian, no one's got value, right? Like, literally no one's got, like, no individual has any value unless you are actually Christian. That's the problem. Alright, so that's what I gotta say about magical mottos. Yeah. Alright, so if you like anything I do, or just give it a like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, hate watch. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm trying on this thing, but I don't want to become like a teacher or anything. I just want to be something. I hope I help somebody, but I'm not like trying to like get all involved in your karma or something. I want people, unlike Louvre, I don't want to help retards do magic. I want to help smart people do magic. But then again, smart people don't need help to do magic because they figure it out because they're fucking smart, right? So I'm just going to, give my take on this shit. Because at this point, that's all I can do. I don't want to teach you. I have a friend who's all like, could you teach me how to do this shit? And I'm like, okay, fine. But other than that, I'm not doing like internet instructions, right? I'm just this jackass who does the things, right? And I sort of have my own take on it. As you should too. You should do the practices. You should redefine magic for yourself. And again, magical mottos is a tool. It's a tool. It's not... All these things should be used to help free yourself rather than to bind yourself to anything. You shouldn't try to bind yourself to a character. You should try to create a magical motto that's liberating, that's freeing, that's out there. That's what you should do. But it's not what everyone does. It's not what everyone does. And so here we are. All right, so that's my video for today, and I hope it somehow helps. But again, magical mottos can be in any language, could be any phrase you want, and it probably should be a phrase, right? I absolutely recommend against using any sort of spirit's name, any sort of demon, any sort of angel, any sort of god form, anything. Don't even bother with that shit. Make your magical motto a magical motto. Make it your goal. Make it your purpose. Make it your reason. Make it something that you want to exemplify. Alright, that was good.